Good afternoon. So, this is my first TED talk, and thank you for being here. So, did you all know that Nepal Bank was established even before the Nepal Rashtra Bank was established? So, the thing that I'm trying to tell here is a lot of innovation actually happens before the regulation comes, right? If Wright brothers had waited for a pilot license to be issued, we all would have never been able to board a flight, right? So it's very evident that innovation is always ahead, it runs fast, and then the regulation follows, right? And that's what we call disruption, and that's what creates impact. If you see in our own country, like Total started ride sharing, and even till date there is no proper ride sharing regulation, or what is going to be the rate, who's going to decide the rates. Like there's no proper regulation, but someone has to start it, right? For Airbnb, no one thought that personal houses could rent their spaces to people when they're not there, right? Or personal cars would do carpooling, and that's how Uber started, right? And in many countries, many innovation, if you see, it starts with the identification of problem, and then once we identify the problem, you work for the solution, right? So if we see the examples, even in the previous presentations, right? Innovation and impact does not only mean big companies, right? As students, as aspiring entrepreneurs, we all learn every day. And we need to find innovation in small things that we do, that we look around. So we saw example of routine of Nepal Bandha. See, actually, we were living in a country where we had a pace that would give us a routine of Nepal Bandha. It would give us the routine of the dates when our country is going to be shut down. So we are living in that state. But that was an innovation for them to identify that need where people want to know whether there is a strike or there is a closure or not. And today it is one of the most followed page in the country, social media page. Similarly, we lived in up to 18 hours of load shedding. And someone thought of bringing an app which would give the load shedding routine. And then it was the most downloaded app in Nepal. Load shedding routine. It was by one of our friends, Chandra, and then he sold the app. I think, I'm not sure about the rate, but it's around 2 million rupees. It's not public. And then he went to Canada. So when we think of innovation, when we think of impact, it could be small things around us. And that's what I want to tell today. We always say that Nepal is full of problems. We see problems everywhere. Actually, problems gives us the opportunity to solve it. The problems create need, and necessary is the mother of all inventions. So if we say we have a lot of problems, actually it is opportunities for all of us to innovate. And it could be small innovation. It could be within your job, in your school, in your colleges, in your house. There are brands, like someone thought that, okay, tucking in your shirt is a problem. So they came up with a shirt which you don't need to tuck in, untuck it. Or someone thought that, oh, I want to iron the shirt every day. It's such a headache. So there are brands which will give you apparels which you don't need to iron. Someone found that tying the shoelace is a problem. So they could bring in slip-in shoes. Right? These are small problems which we face every day. Right? Someone thought that I feel very lazy to brush my teeth in the evening before I go to bed, and then now there are mouthwash or there is chewing gums which could do the same thing. The ultimate goal is to clean your teeth and kill the germs. So innovation comes with our problems, but we need to be alert, we need to look around. And looking back to our own journey, to my own journey, how we started the fintech and everything. As a kid, I'm from Birganj, so we had transport business. My family had transport business, and we would try small things. We were 8 of us. I'm the youngest in my family. I have 6 sisters, and it was very challenging for my dad to take care of the entire family, and he was not very well as well. So we remember there was a office for the transport just below our house, and my dad used to read a lot of what we say upanyas, the comic books, and we had some friends who also had a lot of comics. So what we did, we started creating a library at the office of our transport where a lot of truck drivers and other would come and we would rent them the book for some money. So that was innovation for us as kids, where we could earn some money. As a kid, I used to go to all the factories and collect the advance money for all the trucks being loaded, and then go to the truck drivers in all the factories in Birganj and hand over them the gate pass and the advance. We used to call it peski. So I was like, Guruji, yo tapaiko peski. And the innovation there was that I used to tell them, Guruji, 50 rupiah chahi gadi kharcha katnu parcha. That 50 rupees was our income and our motivation. So that was the innovation for us. It came in small tits and bits, but that's how it started. And then I never thought that I would be coming to Kathmandu and studying, because that's not the usual trend in Birganj. Usually after your SLC, you join a +2 college just for the namesake, and you join a job because a lot of factories, a lot of offices in Birganj, and if you have a family business, you go and sit in the shop and do something. But I was lucky, just after my SLC, my sister shifted to Kathmandu, just 15 days before the exam, and I had a place to live. And I came Kathmandu for the first time, saying that I'll be here for 3 months to take the bridge course. That was the only thing, only duration that I would be here. That's what I promised to my brother. And I came here for 3 months for a bridge course. It was like, luckily I had the scholarship to take the bridge course free of course. And it was during that time we visited all the +2 colleges of Kathmandu. We walked around, we visited all the colleges, asking them that if they provide full scholarship, because we knew that we didn't have money to pay here and stay here in Kathmandu. And I was lucky that I got scholarship from the White House College, and I did my +2 there. But after +2, it was challenging. So I worked at a grocery store full time, and I was working there with the intention that maybe in long run I'll open my own grocery store. But my friends, my family, and my other college people, they supported me. They wanted me to study. They said that you are a good student. Now I had a problem that if I study, like during +2 I was staying with my sister, but if I had to study engineering, I didn't have a place to stay. And I talked to White House, Yuvraj sir. He allowed me to stay in +2 hostel for White House, where I did my engineering. He provided me full scholarship to study engineering. We also have an institute, Marwadi Seva Samiti. On the basis of merit, they provide a scholarship. So they provided me scholarship even in +2 to study. And for engineering also, they provided me scholarship. Cash stipend, like for +2 it was 24,000, and for engineering it was 1,44,000. That's what they provided. And why I'm telling you this story, because after doing all this thing, I ended up in a +2 hostel of White House College to do my engineering, and I was the only undergrad student in that hostel. So it was like I was the Bakula Haro Bisko Kag. I was only undergrad student, but that was an opportunity for me. And I created a strong network there, because everyone knew Amit Dai, because I was the only senior person in the hostel. There were 110 guys in the boys hostel and around 60-70 girls in the girls hostel, and all of them, they knew me, right? And if there is any occasion in the hostel, like they want to celebrate Christmas, they want to do something, they would always turn upon me that dai kura gardinu paryo warden sanga, dai yesto gardinu paryo, and that's where I built my network. And I tried to do again small things for my pocket money, which became big later. I used to organize dance parties exactly on the day when the grade 12 exam ended. Now, why dance parties? Me as a person, I would never go to dance parties. I didn't even know what a DJ is. But I had to innovate there because I had the access to the network of 110 guys in the hostel, and they had access to 1,500 students in White House, and for that matter, other colleges also, right? And that's where I started organizing dance party every year when the grade 12 exam ended. I did 5 parties during my stay at the hostel. First year, a lot of learning. Like I did it at this China World restaurant in Darbar Marg. It was not a discotheque or something, right? And I put all black chart papers to cover it and make it a disco feeling. And someone asked me like, was there a DJ or orchestra? And I thought it's orchestra. I didn't know what a DJ is. And I saved 2,000 rupees in my first party. But then it became very famous. Next year I would invite previous hosteliers, my own friends from Bergans and everyone. And gradually by the time 5th year, like I made 2 lakh rupees in the 5th party. And it became a big party, like all the news would cover it. Big institutes like Orbit, MBBS, NAME, PA, they would all sponsor it. They would play paper, they would do paper ads for it. And from there, I made a very big network, and after that we started Sparrow SMS. Some of my friends were already doing it. I joined it in 2010. Again, SMS also, there were small problems like checking your SLC result. Even the load shedding routine, right? Every time the routine changed, we would receive like 1 lakh SMS just to check the routine. And I used to go to Ratna Park myself and distribute the flyers. Every time the routine changed, we would like just print it, photocopy it, and cut into small strips and distribute in the Ratna Park buses to check routine through the SMS formats. And we worked for SMS, then we started working for Khalti in 2017. For Khalti, in 2017, we had already booked a space in Can Infotech as a sponsor, but the product was not ready. And the event was announced on January 26th, and we only had 15 days to launch it, and we were not ready at all. Now, what the team did is like we bought 8 sleeping bags. For 15 days, the tech team didn't go home. We took 2 rooms in the hotel just outside the office. And like some would go to the hotel, some would stay. It's a cold winter in January. And we actually made a routine of like, we said 24 hours is not enough. So we imagined that if there is 36 hours in a day, what will be the routine like? And we recreated a routine for 15 days. And that's how Khalti was launched. And there was another player in the market already, right? But still, if you see the data, the payment was only 3% digitized. Smartphone was increasing, 4G was increasing, and we knew there is a future for financial inclusion. And that's how, when we realized that a strong competitor in the market will actually help us grow better, it will serve like a catalyst, and we two can complement each other. We thought we need innovation there, and that's how we started the journey. And just recently, yesterday, we merged it with another big brand in the country, and we have started our joint operations from yesterday itself, right? So that's where the collaboration is required. So to sum up, what I would like to say, we always complain about the challenges in our country, right? We see that Nepal has no opportunities, and that's why all the youths are leaving, right? We are always taught that Nepal is a poor country. But Nepal is one of the richest country because the only currency in this world is energy, and that is found in natural resources and youths. And we had ample of them. We had to use that youth to make products, do entrepreneurship, use those natural resources, and grow businesses in Nepal and export the products that we make. But unfortunately, we exported that youth instead of making things here. But having said that, today we have 2 options. Either we feel sad that more than 1 crore youths have left Nepal, or we be happy that now we have 1 crore Nepali brand influencers around the world. And we could learn a lot from them because it's a age of technology, it's the age of e-learning, it's the age of AI. Earlier when, like, say 2 decades ago, when a person used to go to UAE or Australia or any country, they would not know anything. They would not get any good job. They would do the low class blue collar jobs. But now if you recently travel, you will find Nepalese people in manager positions, in IT, in senior accountants. So we have a good network now. So if you see, this is the right time for Nepal to prosper. On one hand, these people are sending us remittances, but on the other hand, a lot of knowledge can come back. If they go out and they are working in agriculture, that knowledge could come to Nepal. If they're working in IT, that knowledge could come to Nepal. Or in fact, it could increase our tourism. It could increase the spending in the flights. Right? So it's all about the mindset. It's all about the perception, how we see things. And we should believe in ourselves in a way that we cannot compare ourselves with India or China, or for that matter any country. Like, as an individual, you should not compare yourself with anyone else. We just need to think that how we can ourselves become a better ourselves, a person better than yesterday. Right? And that's the innovation that we have to put in ourselves first if we want to create impact. The belief is most important, the mindset is most important. With that mindset, I think it is the right time for Nepal, for all the youths here, to look around, to see what problems we see in the country. If not country, in your house. Like, for example, if your mom has to wake up in the morning, like 3 a.m. in the morning, just to wait whether the water is going to come in the house or not, maybe as engineers you could find that, how does the water come in the house? It comes when someone opens a valve, maybe at Sundarijal or somewhere, and then the water flows, and there's a timing that, okay, if a valve is opened at 6 a.m. at Sundarijal, the water will come to your house at 6:30. And if you can have a SMS trigger or something at Sundarijal, or maybe, just have a connection with the person who is going to open the valve, you could solve that problem. Right? So we go through so many problems which comes within your day-to-day schedule. Very common thing, common sense things. If you can identify that, believe me, you might start it first by solving your own problem, but later, maybe it's a mass problem. If your mother is facing that, maybe another 100,000 mothers are facing the same thing, or your father is facing the same thing. And maybe you could charge a small fee of, some monthly subscription fee and give the service. That's how businesses are built, right? And that's what we are trying to do with fintech. In Nepal, all of us, we try to create business with our own money because getting a loan from bank is very challenging. Most of the loans in Nepal are collateral based. There is no impact. You need to have a property to get a loan. And that's where we think we can create entrepreneurs. If we can give small loans, if we can empower them, to buy small things and create income out of that. Right? For example, there are a lot of creators here. And if you know that, okay, if I can buy that 50,000 rupees camera, I can, maybe create better reels and earn more revenue or monetize my reels. You could get that loan and, someone could bet on you. Or maybe a lot of people who are selling fruits on cycle, and they know that, okay, it's a season, and if I go to the Balkhu market and if I buy 50,000 worth of mango, I can sell it in one day, but I only have 20,000 rupees. And if I sell 50,000 worth of mango, I could earn 2,000 rupees out of it. If someone could give loan to such people, maybe they make 2,000 out of it and they give you 100 rupees for a loan and per day. So these are just examples where we need to create a lot of entrepreneurs, where we need to innovate in this country. And that's where we are trying to build something that can change the way we do transactions, change the way we do business. And I think the future is very bright for Nepal currently, because we are at a phase of transition where there has been a correction in the market after economic crisis kind of situation because of the cooperatives and some youth migration. Now is the time when we are going to create more energy through hydropowers in the country. A lot of remittances are going to grow in the country, and not just remittances. I see a lot of Nepal brand being global, and a lot of learning to be coming back to the country. And this is the time when we think we can create a lot of businesses in Nepal. So with this, I would like to end my session and request all the people here to identify small problems that you face in your day-to-day life every day and create businesses out of it. And believe me, the life that you can live in Nepal can be nowhere in the world. Thank you so much.